おはようございます。おはようございます。
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to our New Jersey Cheon One prayer ritual. We will begin by reading an explanation of Anchil. Richard, do you have the explanation for the Anchil? Perfect. Anchil. Today I would like to share with you the meaning of a new ceremony that all Blessed Family conduct every 8th day called the Anchil. It began on May 5th, 2004, at Yosu in Korea. That was the day when Father proclaimed the era, or the day after the coming of heaven, which is Anchil. What is Anchil? It has to do with every 8th day. We declare a true Sabbath for God, and our family does our vows before heaven, and we also offer the family pledge in which we, as owners of Cheon Il Guk, pledge to fulfill all the responsibilities as blessed central families. All right, that's it. All right, we will now begin by greeting our heavenly parents and true parents. Chanjin Champumuke Kyombe, Bado. We will now listen to our holy song. Thank you. We will now recite the family pledge, first in Korean.
가정맹세 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 를 맞이하여 절대
절대 오시고 신인 일체의 이상을 이루어
천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you. Number 8, our family, the owner of Cheon Il Guk, pledges having entered the era of Cheon Il Guk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. And now for opening prayer, can I please ask Miss Hiroko Hiroi, please?
Can you hear me? 사랑하시는 하늘의 부모님, 존귀인 장로님, 예수님, 여주님, 훈주님, 사모님, 오늘은 안녕하십니까? 항상 감사하고 고맙습니다. Thank you for each one of us for giving this brand new day. We can start with gratitude in this community. What a beautiful things to start new day with utmost gratitude and appreciation to Heavenly Parents and to parents. We really, truly blessed because Heavenly Parents and two parents gave each one of us everything we need in our lives. Everything. My spouse, my precious spouse, my precious, the most beautiful children you gave us. We are so blessed, so appreciative to you. That's why we want to return beauty to you. Substantial result to support our precious true mother. And comfort to mother's loneliness, hardship. Our true parents have been so much tribulation, hardship. Because of us, because of humanity, not single motivation for their own. Such a beautiful two parents we have. We want to share all people, our precious two parents, and precious truth, divine principle. We conclude the year of 2023. First of all, we want to repent towards you. And we want to make new determination. The next year, 2024, so many significant things are happening on this earth. Taiwan's election, Japanese election, and the most important event is America presidential election is taking place. We are the center of this humanity because of two parents. We want to take our own responsibility which original Adam and Eve couldn't fulfill. That's heaven's desire, we know. Please, we want to conclude this year, 2023, with a beautiful heart and a beautiful repentance. Please each guide each one of us. Thank you again for this opportunity. Togetherism, brothers and sisters in our precious community. I'm offering this report, Takahiro and Hiroko Hiroi, as Breast Central Family. Adieu.
Aju, thank you so much for that beautiful prayer, Mrs. Roy. We will now go into our morning light stretches. So we'll go shaking out our muscles, lifting up our muscles. All right. Okay, we'll reach to the sky. Big stretch up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big stretch forward. Rounding your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to the left side. Big stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Go reach in the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 2, 1. Beautiful. And do crossovers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you're sitting or standing, you can bring your knee all the way up to the chest. Go all the way up. And try to do ankle rotations if you can. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Try to do ankle rotations as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And we'll do twists. Hold or just twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe other side for holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. In the last 10 seconds, you can stretch whatever body part you like or massage any body part. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hopefully everyone's wide awake and ready to share any appreciations or gratitude in your breakout rooms. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoyed your breakout rooms. I had a lovely breakout room with Mrs. Roy and Mrs. UC Roberts. But unfortunately, due to time, I can only ask one person. So can I please ask up again, Miss Roy?
Can you hear me? Yeah, I really appreciate the holiday season because maybe only holiday season my children come back to us. We are really empty nest. And so this, Thanksgiving and Christmas, my children came back. We had a lot of party within my family and sharing. And yeah, every time I see my children, it's a gift from two parents. Without the two parents, we can't. My husband and I can't. Such a beautiful children. So, yeah, that's my gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Roy, for that beautiful sharing. We will now go into the Mother of Peace, so please prepare your hearts and minds as we listen to Dr. Ward in the reading and his insights for today. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning to all brothers and sisters, and welcome to this new week of Anshel that we prepare to celebrate and share together. I'd like to read from Mother of Peace at this time. There, more than 30,000 people gathered by midday, peacefully, hopefully, and gratefully. It was indeed a grand and miraculous sight. The American media, the government, and certain religious hierarchies had opposed the Unification Church, but we had surmounted all challenges. The people of America's humble neighborhoods in Richmond, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Wilmington, Philadelphia, New York, New Haven, Boston, and beyond gathered for God and for America. They were what made the Washington Monument Rally a huge success. Our members had mobilized all the buses available on the East Coast, more than 1,000, and had to bite their lips as many hundreds of would-be participants were left behind at the gathering places with no more buses to transport them. It is a testimony to the people's love of God and country that True Parents triggered. We could feel it. God is alive in America. My husband and I had emigrated with our family to this unfamiliar land, and we took on a challenging course. We concluded our first campaign with the success of the 3 rallies: Madison Square Garden in 1974 and the Yankee Stadium and Washington Monument rallies in 1976. Uttered with sincere devotion, our prayer was the light that ended the darkness. Its light was cast beyond the open-hearted people who attended our events to illuminate all Americans and all people in our global village. So before I start to share, I just wanted to express my gratitude to Pastor Naokimi and to Pastor Takino for giving me the opportunity to share these days. I mean, basically the things that we've been reading these past 8 days have been things that I lived, and I get a chance to relive through this experience. So I really appreciate the honor of being able to do this. I also wanted to thank Koji Takino, kind of the person who's behind the scenes all the time helping, along with Richard Rangala and our host, Jeanette. Jeanette, you've done an extraordinary job, so thank you very much. So let me share my screen, and I want to return to what we read yesterday. Wherever I went, whatever I did, whoever I was with, I could think only about the rally. I think that I was not the only one. The people of America's humble neighborhoods in Richmond, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Wilmington, Philadelphia, New York, New Haven, Boston, and beyond gathered for God and for America. They were what made the Washington Monument Rally a huge success. Our members had mobilized all the buses available on the East Coast, more than 1,000, and had to bite their lips as many hundreds of would-be participants were left behind at the gathering places with no more buses to transport them. And True Father spoke about this on the Day of Victory of Heaven, October 4th, 1976. 2,000 years ago, a Black man assisted the work of God in a particular way. Simon of Cyrene bore Jesus' cross on the way to the Mount of Calvary. The Washington Monument Rally was equivalent to the perfection stage in the final dispensation. Therefore, I knew there would be many Black people who would respond to me. To begin with, the population of Washington is predominantly Black, but there was a deeper reason why primarily Black people responded to our work. Mother goes on to say, my husband and I had emigrated with our family to this unfamiliar land, and we took on a challenging course. We concluded our first campaign with the success of the 3 rallies, Madison Square Garden in 1974, and the Yankee Stadium and Washington Monument rallies in 1976. Uttered with sincere devotion, our prayer was the light that ended the darkness. And again, wherever I went, whatever I did, whoever I was with, I could think only about the rally. I was so absorbed with it that I would confuse breakfast with dinner, dinner with breakfast, and miss lunch altogether. I think that I was not the only one. So I thought today just to take a few minutes and maybe share something about my testimony of Washington Monument and some of the experiences that I had at that time. And anyway, I hope it's helpful to maybe convey some of the spirit of Washington Monument, you know. After Madison Square Garden, as I mentioned yesterday, Father handpicked a group of members and chose them and said that we would be part of the global team. And we traveled with True Parents through the remaining 7 cities of that last 8-city tour. And then True Parents took us on from there to Japan and to Korea. And that was a very special experience. In Korea, really, we had a great experience, not just with True Parents, but with the heart of our Korean members. It was very, very profound, and I think transformational, that time that we could spend in Korea. And then we returned to Japan, and in Japan, really, there was an experience of heart and also a wonderful feeling of family on a day-to-day basis that was very, very uplifting. And I had an experience in Japan that basically really changed my life. I was part of one of the teams of the global team, and my team leader was a man by the name of Hank Dyke. Maybe some of you might know Hank Dyke. Hank Dyke was, he joined the church later than I did. He was younger than I was, but I saw that every day he always had exactly the right thing to say. I was just amazed at that. And when we were traveling in Japan, we spent about a year in Japan. We usually slept in bowling centers. I guess like in America, bowling was very popular in the 1960s, and then in the 1970s, it died, not just in America, but also it died in Japan. So there were these empty bowling alleys, and that's where we stayed usually in almost every single city. But one evening, I wandered up to the roof of the bowling center, and I saw that this brother, Hank Dyke, was praying. And he didn't pray for 15 minutes or for an hour or 2 hours. He prayed almost the whole night. And then I said, oh, now I understand. Now I understand why what he says is so special, because I recognized how much he invested in prayer. And I started to do the same thing. And during that period of time, really, I changed. You know, when you suddenly have that breakthrough moment with God, you just burst into tears and you really connect with God's heart, and it changes you. It changes you for life, even if you have that experience one time, you know. But anyway, it was a very special time. And I still remember, like, even in Japan, like going into the prayer room and just weeping because I felt how much God loved Japan. Basically, I could really sense that so profoundly. So when I returned to the United States after that, I was kind of surprised because during the Yankee Stadium campaign, suddenly I was given a major leadership role. And I had just been a member for a long period of time doing nothing. And suddenly I was thrust to the very center. And I have to say that I completely failed that mission. I didn't know how. All I could do is just be quiet and thoughtful and pray. I could do nothing else. And so after that mission, I was sent to Washington Monument to work on Washington Monument. I was assigned to the Queen's Church, and just as a regular member again. And I was more comfortable just being a regular member. That made more sense to me, if you will. And as we read yesterday, I think so many of us, we really felt that in spite of the spiritual victory, physically, Yankee Stadium had not been a success. Yankee Stadium somehow in the eyes of the people was a sign that our church was going through decline. And I just remember day by day by day going out and just feeling the heavy heart that somehow we have to make Washington Monument work. Somehow it has to succeed. And I just remember working in a neighborhood, and it was a Greek neighborhood, you know, and I would go door to door to the houses and was rejected almost everywhere. But I remembered Father's words. Actually, I tried to find those words this morning. I couldn't find them, but I remember Father saying, if you work really desperately and the people don't follow you, at least the dogs in the neighborhood will follow you. And I still remember I was like amazed because here I was in Jackson Heights, Queens, going from door to door. And there were like these 3 dogs that walked behind me as I went from one house to another. And I really thought, oh, that's amazing. That's very special. And then one day, I moved from Jackson Heights to Corona, which was a Spanish-speaking area. And I went into a house there in that area. It was an apartment. I went into an apartment complex there. And I went into the apartment and I knocked on the very first door that I knocked on in the Spanish neighborhood. And the woman opened the door and her apartment was on fire. And so I came into the house and I saw how the apartment was on fire. And I remembered that we had a very similar fire in my home when I was a young boy. And I remembered how my mother put that fire out. It was connected to a frying pan, you know. And I don't know if you somehow you put water in a frying pan and then the flame just goes up all over the ceiling and everything. So anyway, I knew how to put out the fire, and I put it out before the New York City firemen got there. You know, I somehow stopped the fire. So anyway, I became like this famous person. Oh, there's the man that put the fire out. Everybody started to know about me because of that, you know, that I had been the one who had put out the fire. And so many people, you know, beginning with that house, began to buy tickets to come to Yankee Stadium in that area. And there was one Dominican person who helped so much to bring so many people, you know. And anyway, it was amazing because when the day came for Yankee Stadium, this was in Corona, Queens. The streets were filled with people. And I still remember, like, you know, we were waiting. Are the buses going to come? Are the buses going to come? So finally, a bus came and it opened, you know, and everybody flooded into the bus, you know. And then the driver of the bus said, "Get out of here! This is a city bus," you know. So it wasn't even the bus that we were expecting, you know. So he chased everybody out, you know. But finally, thank God, the buses showed up, and we were able to fill 8 buses in that area, you know, and to bring them. And we just had a wonderful experience, you know, going down there, singing with the people, celebrating. And they were so bright, so good, so chosen by God. It was just a very, very exciting experience. And so that's why I really identify with what I mentioned yesterday, that when fathers said and mothers said, that if you have this kind of desperate heart, the Washington Monument spirit, then there's nothing that can be able, to stop you if you have that. So just to finish, my husband and I had emigrated with our family to this unfamiliar land, and we took on a challenging course. We concluded our first campaign with the success of the 3 rallies. I'll skip over to the final sentence. Its light, the rally, was cast beyond the open-hearted people who attended our events to illuminate all Americans and all people in our global village. So although basically it was the people from the humblest neighborhoods who came to attend that event, the amazing thing is Mother's saying here, it served to illuminate all Americans and all people in our global village. So I really am reminded when I think about Yankee Stadium, about True Mother's call when she assumed the leadership of our church for all of us to return to the original spirit. And I'm so grateful that True Mother has given us the Chun Shim Wan, because I know that that's a place where everybody can have the kind of experiences that I was blessed to have during my time in Korea and Japan and during this part of my life of faith. Thank you all very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Ward. It's been an honor having you speak for us for the last 8 days, and it's been an honor for me to MC for you. And I'm always grateful to listen to your stories and your experiences and your insights. So thank you for that. I'm really grateful. Unfortunately today, thank you. And unfortunately today we don't have any living testimony or offering songs, so we will be moving right into our breakout rooms.
Can you fill those buses? That was what you can money.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. I had a beautiful breakout room with Mrs. Yoshiko and my lovely family in my breakout room. But unfortunately, due to time, I cannot put a representative on here. But please feel free to put any insights or takeaway or keywords into our chat so everyone can read. I will now move into announcements. So our first announcement today is we love to see everyone on Zoom, but if you cannot make it on Zoom, we do have a live recording on our New Jersey Family Church's YouTube, so you can see that on YouTube as well. And also for our Godable readings, if you want to listen to it or read it, you can go to godable.org and find that on there. And if you'd like to joyfully give from your heart, there will be a link in the chat where you can donate whatever you like. And lastly, if you'd like to offer a song or a testimony at the next Unshiel or any opening prayers, please email Yasu or Pastor Takino. And that's all the announcements from me. I will now like to pass it on to Pastor Takino for any more announcements and the Changchunmun prayer.
Good morning, brother and sister. Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Watts, sharing very honest experience. For us, we just hear the Yankee Stadium with the victory, Washington Monument, the victory, how grateful to parents work. But behind the scene, I see how much the brothers and sisters made a Johnson effort. Even Prudential Center, we had a 4th-year anniversary Prudential Center. Many people come, but now actually how we can kind of the personal team is thinking why we talk about family church, but the people come, but how they can become blessed families and connecting to the true parents, and we can share the we can share the essence of the heavenly parent. So that is actually now the building the Cheon Il Guk era of the building the Cheon Il Guk era. I felt right now the carry on such our elder brothers and sisters spirit. Then we have to build the Cheon Il Guk substantially. So today I like to invite our second gen Kim Miss Kim Izumi that came from the Philadelphia. So I like to invite her.
Okay. Please join me in prayer. 사랑하실 하늘 부모님, 승리하신 천진 참 부모님, 감사합니다. 사랑합니다. Heavenly parents, God, good morning. Thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to first gather together, God, over Zoom, to do our 100K together. God, how much have you really wished for this time? Wished for times when families could gather together to really learn of your word, God, and learn of your heart. Heavenly Parent, we know that our true mother and our true father have worked so hard. Though, God, we can only understand so much of it through true mother and true father's autobiography. We get to learn of the Chongsong behind each and every single event, God. And though today, God, we had the blessing of being able to hear Dr. Thomas Ward's testimony of his account of really being there. Once again, Father, we are reminded that each and every one has a story, God. Each and every single person has such a precious story, God, with you. Truly, our meeting with your parents and our meeting with you, God, is something so unique, so special. And Heavenly Parent, we know that your dream is not just for us, and your dream is not for just the Unification Church or the Family Federation and Heavenly Parents Holy Community. But we need to go beyond that. And we know, God, that there are so many brothers and sisters across the world that are hurting at this moment, that long, God, to hear, that really long to know you, God. That long to, God, know that you are their parent and you have been there from the beginning and you'll be there to the end. And Heavenly Parent, we know Mother is working so hard during this time. As a mother, God, how much must her heart hurt? How much must your heart hurt, God? See each and every single one of your child, God, not know how much you love them. Father, forgive us for not being able to support Mother. With everything that we have, please forgive us for the times that we doubted. Please forgive us for not being able to have absolute faith. For we know, God, that in times of difficulty and in times of uncertainty are the times, God, that you show us the most that you are here for us. And now all the love and all of the blessings that we receive, let them not just sit within our own hands, God, but allow us to have the opportunity to spread it to others, to share others the blessing of your love, knowing how much, God, you love us and how much we are loved as your children. And I pray that each and every single one of us may be able to carry your heart and everything that we need to do with certainty, God. And together with Mother, we can walk forward. I'd like to pray and pour this all of our names. And in my name, Simi Hangi, brothers and sisters, every person in family, Aju.
Aju, please feel free to unmute for unison prayer.
아버지, 어머니,
아버지
어머니,
안녕하세요.
어머니, loving heavenly parents, true parents of heaven and earth, and here to find to meet you this morning, this day. We want to offer our heart and our home, our life, our zeal. We want to pour this world, this short world, open up our heart, our home, our love, our values, restore everything, give everything back to you.
We are so grateful this morning that you can talk to us. All these events depend on our responsibility as your children. Help understand our heart. All these how many understand your heart. How many understand the value of our parents, brothers. We understand that evil is working to bring to make the people's heart so I'm here this moment for grooming to help brothers the one that blossom grow in people's heart to understand the value and the power of your grace. Father, they're not understand your heart. Much heavenly parents. We are so grateful that today you keep reminding us our responsibility. You keep reminding us what we have to bless your heart. Liberate every word in this prayer. This morning, this 21, we are calling all these people to come down and to help us help.
Ju. Thank you so much, everyone, for your closing prayers. So because it's Unsheel today, I have my little plate of fruit to offer to our heavenly parents and true parents. So today, please don't forget to offer at least something small to our heavenly parents and true parents for today after all the things that they have done for us. But other than that, that concludes the Huncheon prayer vigil and also my 8 days. So thank you guys so much for having me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in another week. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Thank you,
Thank
Janet.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Dr.
you,
Ward.
Dr.
Thank you,
Ward.
Janet.
Thank you, Janet.
Bye
Bye,
Thank you,
Dr.
Jan.
Ward.
Thank
This
you,
is my
End of the
everyone.
year.
So
Make it a
much
beautiful
Bye.
day.
God,
And
you.
Jennifer.
Bye
And
It was good to see you. God bless
Morning,
you.
Brent.
so
God bless.
much.
Morning.
Take care. God bless.
A wonderful day.
God bless you all.
Happy Unshikil.
Thank you, Pastor Ward. Thank you,
Taro
Pastor Ward.
Mizaki and
Thank you,
Natalie.
Alexa. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Taro Miyazaki.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
God bless you. Goodbye.